Greetings and welcome to this edition of
Positronic.
I'm Barry P. Cook, and I'm here with Star Trek news, you guys. Star Trek Day was just the other day, or First Contact Day, whatever it was. I've lost track, but it was a Star Trek event day the other day, and a bunch of stuff got released. Trailers, for example. I'm talking about the trailer for Lower Decks Season 2. I'm talking about the Discovery Season 4 trailer, and even a bit of a teaser trailer for Picard Season 2. They talked about Prodigy with Kate Mulgrew, and they talked to John Delancey, who is coming back to the role of Q for Picard Season 2, which of course was obvious from the trailer, which I may or may not run, pending whether or not I want to risk a copyright ding. But yeah, so they talked to Patrick Stewart as well, and it seems like what Season 2 is going to have to deal with, is going to deal with, is some time travel stuff. So that could be interesting. The first season, I don't know, I found the story kind of lame. So maybe with time travel stuff, it'll at least be interesting. Like they'll do weird stuff. So maybe that will be cool. I'm looking forward to it. John Delancey is good as Q, of course. So we'll have to see if they allow the character to be like it was or if they mess it up. But I'm going to check it out and we'll know then. It's a ways off, but it should be sometime this year. Then there was the Discovery trailer, which did not fill me with confidence that the fourth season is going to be great. I'm going to have to watch it a couple more times to really grasp the whole thing, but it seems like what they're going to be dealing with next season is this sort of nebulous anomaly, that's threatening the Federation or whatever, kind of like the V'ger cloud, I think, and that just strikes me off the bat as super lazy. Like, what are we going to do this season about, guys? I know. How about a thing? An anomaly. What's it do? We'll figure it out, And you guys, they changed the uniforms again. So the uniforms are like they were in Season 3 in 32nd Century. But instead of being all gray, which was kind of okay, they're now in the division colors, except for medical, which seems to be white as opposed to blue. But it looks bad. It looks really bad. Like, the Admiral looked good in his uniform, but, and at the end of the Season 3 finale, the cast looked okay in them, but we got barely a glimpse of them in these uniforms. And, when I saw this, trailer that had more footage of them in the uniforms, it's just bad. They're bad uniforms. Maybe they'll grow on me, but I don't like them at all. And I'm not sure the division colors make a lot of sense. Going with the division colors. I'm hearing that they did it because they realized as they were shooting Season 4 that the uniforms all looked like the color of the wall. So they couldn't do that. So they switched to the division colors. So I don't know. Maybe it'll strike me as better as the season, comes along and goes on. We'll see. But for the moment, I'm not liking it. There was a Lower Decks trailer, and it looks like Season 2 of that show is just going to be more of the same of what we had in Season 1, which was utter insanity. Really, only this time Riker's involved, which we'll have to see how that goes. But one thing that I'm strangely optimistic about is Prodigy. They interviewed Kate Mulgrew about Prodigy. They showed off some photos of the cast, and they showed off the model of Captain Janeway, the animated model that's going to be in the series. It looks really good. But it turns out, because people were speculating, well, how exactly is Janeway going to come back? When is this story set? Is it post-Starfleet? Is it during her Starfleet career? What's the story? Well, I don't know the time period, but it would seem to be at the exact time period, but it would seem to be at some point after she got back from the Delta Quadrant, but before she became an admiral, because her character model is in her uniform from her Voyager days, minus the rank pips, because she's a hologram, people, like the Doctor was on Voyager. She's a training hologram that this crew of misfits who, I guess, recover this abandoned Starfleet ship discover as they're making off with the ship or getting underway in this ship that they acquire. And so her role apparently is going to be that of trainer, mentor, teacher, apparently. And I think that's a great use of the character. And I think Kate Mulgrew will be great at that. So we'll have to see what they do with it. The overall premise has me a little dubious, but we'll have to see. This is something that's aimed at kids, but even as a 50-year-old man, I'm not opposed to watching a kids cartoon. I really enjoyed, for example, the Green Lantern animated series that was on for one season. I have enjoyed Young Justice. I haven't gone back to see the continuation of that, but I did see the original season or two before it was originally canceled. The Clone Wars cartoon was great, so it might be good. It can't be worse than Lower Decks. So I'm going to check that out when it comes out on Nickelodeon. But that's really all I wanted to tell you, that brief update on Star Trek based on the stuff that came out over the last couple of days. So I'm going to go now that I've delivered you that news. And I will say, as always, before I depart, peace and long life.